Increasingly in recent years, there's been a demand to keep politics out of entertainment and art. But I struggle to understand, what does this mean? Art is inherently political. The type of art that we produce and consume affects our views and reflects the state of our society. This issue was raised recently at the Berlinale Film Festival, where a few notable names, including Neil Patrick Harris, Wim Wenders, and Michelle Yeoh, either refused to answer questions, answered vaguely, or straight up denied that films are political when asked about politics in arts and films, or the Israeli genocide in Gaza, which the German government is complacent in. These questions were understandably raised at a festival that has historically seen itself as a forum to highlight the oppression and injustice. This being evident, for example, in highlighting Iranian stories in recent years. Yet the hypocrisy is obvious when Palestinian voices are not heard and festival policy is to stay silent about Gaza. Art is always political. Movies have always been political and a very strong art form to convey ideas. So let's take a look at a few examples.
A big, new, sprawling space adventure in the Star Wars saga. The Empire Strikes Back.
For some reason, the politics of Star Wars have gone over so many people's heads.
He's talking about, including Empire. Empire Strikes Back is one of the 5 best movies ever made. Harrison Ford in these films is iconic. Darth Vader is probably the single greatest movie villain in history, particularly in Empire.
Ben, how do you not realize the film series that you fan over so much is a critique of the very things you stand for? It is a critique of American imperialism.
The good guys are the rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire.
You know, we're fighting the largest empire in the world.
Right, right.
And it was the same thing with the Vietnamese.
Yep. You look at the situation now, where America is so proud of being the biggest economy, the most powerful military force on the planet. It's become the empire in the world.
It was the empire during the Vietnam War. But we never learned, we never said, well, wait, this isn't the right thing to do.
But, I don't know, maybe that went over Ben's head. Of course, now Star Wars is owned by Disney, which brings us quite nicely to political economy, which is concerned with the power relations that comprise the production and distribution and consumption of resources. The fact that these conglomerates are able to acquire IPs and other companies, for example, changes what is made, as they increasingly chase profits. This increases the homogeneity as they strive for a broad audience appeal. This in return raises questions about how media is organized, how ownership is concentrated, and how might this affect society and the individuals. The current way in which the media landscape is constructed has allowed large conglomerates like Disney to concentrate the means of media production for themselves. This, in turn, results in a more homogeneous media output as they focus on profits and broadly marketable and easy to digest content. This also means that the content is unlikely to challenge the status quo and neoliberal capitalist system that has allowed the conglomerates to gain such significant power. This is also why Disney loves IPs, because they are broadly marketable, they guarantee profits, and they do not challenge the viewer or shake the current system. So this shows even the making of movies is political. Chronicles from the Siege is a story that unfolds in the ruins of an unnamed city. However, the parallels with Gaza are in plain sight. The filmmaker has pulled inspiration from both the recent developments in Gaza as well as his own experiences in a refugee camp for Palestinians in Damascus during the Syrian civil war. To me, it sounds like there is some sort of political point there, or maybe, the filmmaker is trying to make some sort of a point about the current events in the world. And then there's also Yellow Letters, the film that won the Golden Bear at the film festival. A film about creeping authoritarianism that tells the story of two actors who lose their jobs due to their political views. It is a film that explores the very idea of an artist being able to express one's self without being censored, which, as a theme, is inherently political.
Hi, I also have a political question. I was hoping to get a quick answer from everyone because since Eva said, change the world, this festival does not happen in a vacuum. The Berlinale as an institution has famously shown solidarity with the people in Iran and Ukraine, but never with Palestine, even today. So my question is, in light of the German government's support of the genocide in Gaza and its role as the main funder of the Berlinale, do you, as a member of the jury, support this selective treatment of human rights?
Does the jury want to answer? I mean, I think we also want to talk about films in the festival, but...
Well, films are political, as you just said.
Exactly.
So.
The films are not political in the meaning of the word I think you think of the meaning of the word. It's about trying to understand. It's about making your own mind. And I think this is really asking us this question is a little bit unfair. We can talk about Senegal and all the other wars, you just pointed the biggest, but there are many other wars where genocide is committed, and we do not talk about that.
The reporter provided you with some context, and it is very clear why he asked that question, i.e., the German government is a major funder of the festival and is complicit in the genocide in Gaza. That's why he asked the question. That's why he asked about that specific genocide. He pointed out that the festival has been supportive of Iran and Ukraine. It is not unfair to ask that question, and I think you know it too.
Neil or Bella, I was wondering if you guys consider your art political, and if so, how can movies these days help fight the rise of fascism in Europe and America?
We live in a strangely algorithmic and divided world right now, and so as artists, I'm always interested in doing things that are apolitical.
The politics will affect what kind of movies you're able to make. And the rise of fascism will limit the kind of movies you can make. The kind of stories you get to tell is inherently linked to the politics and the policies of your government. So, should you not try to fight the clear rise of fascism in your country and the world with your platform? Some at least seem to grasp the concept of politics in arts, as is evident by the letter signed by over 100 current and previous participants of the festival, condemning the festival's silence over the situation over in Gaza. This includes notable names such as Mark Ruffalo, Tilda Swinton, and Javier Bardem. And so, I think we can all agree that movies are inherently political. Art is inherently political, as it should be. Films are, as Robert Elberg put it, an empathy machine, allowing us to see the world through another point of view. At their best, movies allow us to expand our horizons, see nuance, and most importantly, challenge our views. And lastly, not taking a stance during times like this is not brave or noble. Staying neutral is not an apolitical move, but a silent endorsement. You may think you're not as bad as them, but your inaction allows for their actions.
Nobody Against Putin is about how you lose your country. And what we saw when working with this footage, it's that you lose it through countless small little acts of complicity. When we act complicit, when a government murders people on the streets of our major cities. When we don't say anything, when oligarchs take over the media and control how we could produce it and consume it.
I got the urge to write this video due to the Berlinale Film Festival, and I wanted to talk about art and politics. The structure and/or central point of this video might be lost somewhere on the way, but hopefully you enjoyed and/or gained something from this. I know that the channel has been very inactive for a while now, but I have a few video essays planned for the future as well, and one is hopefully coming out fairly soon. It is going to be bigger and better, so, stay tuned for that.